Good morning. We are in Erie, Pennsylvania, KERI, and we're gonna do a cross-country flight from Erie to Northeast Ohio Regional, and then we're gonna fly across the state a little bit, about 50 nautical miles to KERI, and we'll do a touch and go at first airport, touch and go at the second airport, and full stop landing when we get back to Erie. So without further ado, might as well see if I can get this plane started. So
OBS sim sound.
OBS sim sound. Yep, that's sim sound.
Check. Mod mic in position.
It is.
Check. OBS mod mic sound.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Check. OBS streaming.
We are streaming.
Check. Over toolkit windows.
Yeah, we got OBR toolkit
Check.
windows in here.
Fly with Lewis sound script.
I got my sound script.
Check. AVI tab plugin.
Got that.
Check. Rep weight and balance.
So we need to check fuel. I think I'm gonna need some. Check weight and balance. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna put 17 in. $17 on both tanks. Apply. That's good.
Check. Rep maintenance log.
So let's go check rep and make sure that I'm running the reality expansion pack plane, so that's rep. And so we're just checking to make sure that nothing's broken or needs fixed. Looks like everything's good. Yesterday when I was streaming, I didn't hear that sound of turning the pages. I don't know what was different.
Check. 2 brakes. Test and set. 3 fuel selector. Both. 4 fuel shut-off valve.
Pushed in.
On, in. 6 beacon. On. 7 avionics switch.
They're off.
Off. 8 master switch. On. 9 throttle. Open 1/4 inch. 10 mixture. Idle cut off. A auxiliary pump. On. B mixture. Rich until 3 to 5 GPH then cut off. C auxiliary pump. Off. 12 starter. Engage. 1 ignition switch. Start. 2 mixture, at engine start. Rich. 3 engine. RPM 1000 RPM. 4 oil pressure. Check. 5 mixture. Leaned max. 6 flaps. Retract. 7 avionics.
1435 Zulu.
8 instruments.
Okay, field elevation here is 730. It looks pretty close. Compass is saying a little bit going towards 21 at south, just a little bit. That looks like that's what I'm seeing. So we're good.
Set. 1 brakes.
Alrighty. We're all done with the checklist. I have a VR pedal visualizer, so when I run my pedals back and forth, I can see them. This thing was, it's probably 2/3 the size it was yesterday, and I made it smaller. I think I'm going to make it a little bit smaller I'm trying to find the proper home for it. I'm really thinking I want to put it right here, and but we'll have to see how that all works out. It's translucent, so it would fit there okay. I could see right through it. So, but it seems a little bit too big. So I think I'm going to make these vertical bars. I'm going to make them shorter, because it doesn't need to be as big as it is. Just kind of show what I want to show, and so I think I'm going to try to squash it down a little bit. If I could get it where it's about where this is, if I can get that to fit right here, that would be, I think that would be ideal for me, for what I'm trying to accomplish. So, but for right now, I'm going to put it down here. So, what I'm trying to do is get it in the frame. So, in other words, it's you always, when you're streaming VR, you always have to make sure that that what the viewer is seeing is what you want to convey. So I have already adjusted what I'm displaying to make a little bit less of the sky. Like if I'm looking straight ahead, I want a little bit less of the sky. There's no reason for that to be way up above my head. But to see more, to see more of the instrument panels. So you kind of see what I'm seeing, you know, when I'm flying along. Because when I'm flying along in my view, I can absolutely see down to here. So I'm trying to convey that on the stream. Okay, we got to warm up a little bit, so I'm going to click on flight plan and highlight there it is. So that one, yep, that'd be the one. So if I click enter, there we go. So we're gonna go out to the west, and then we're gonna do a touch and go out there, come back across to KERI, and then from KERI back to. So we're gonna be going west, we're gonna be going east, and we're gonna be going west again. So. Right now, just kind of letting the plane warm up. It looks like it's almost in the green. So let's do a little bit of testing. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say weather. Oh, I'm on clearance delivery. Those will never work. You have to be on kind of like the right frequency for them to talk to you. So whether it's like tower or ground, they'll talk to you. So I'm gonna set some frequencies. So let me. I'll do it with this. So if I go down to 18, turn this. I'm trying to get to 118.1000, and that's that. Yep. And the other one is airports, KERI. So ground is 121,900. So I'll turn this guy down. So I can set my frequencies a bunch of different ways. I can set it with voice. I can set it like this. Or I can set it with pilot to ATC. So it looks like I gotta come up some. Whoops. Went by one. 121,900. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say weather.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Echo Romeo India is clear. Visibility is 10 miles. Winds are 270 at 12 knots, gusts to 20 knots. Current altimeter is 299.6. Temperature 22.5.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 24.
Cool. All right. The oil temperature is up in the green now, so I'll get permission to taxi and we'll be on our way. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready to taxi.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf taxi to ramp 3 via taxiways Foxtrot, Delta. Taxi to ramp 3 via taxiways Foxtrot, Delta, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
This happened yesterday. Normally I don't have to give it detail, but I guess I do. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready to taxi to runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf taxi to runway 24 via taxiways Delta, Alpha, hold short runway 02, and runway 24. Taxi to runway 24 via taxiways Delta, Alpha, hold short runway 02, and runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Whenever I make the call, especially with ground, tower's usually pretty quick, but ground's kind of slow. It's almost like they were like taking a nap or something. So, alrighty, on our way. I even checked the path of the fuel truck. I redid this airport, and on a couple of previous versions of X-Plane 12, the path it took was not matching what was in the basically the route that I had programmed. So I need to revisit that and make sure it looked like it was better, because before I would go through a building. So.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf cross runway 02. Cross runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Yeah, today it's still gusting a little bit, but not as bad as it was yesterday. I think yesterday it was, what was it, 260? So kind of down the runway, but not completely. And then it was like, oh, I don't know, 17 gusting to 33 or something like that. Something a little crazy. My touch and goes at the distant airports yesterday were just pitiful. They were, the weather exceeded the pilot and the aircraft's capabilities. So I was having a heck of a time getting it landed, keeping on the runway. It was bad. So I seen the weather today had improved, so still gusty, but not as bad. So we'll see how it goes. I'm taxiing at a pretty good clip here, so if I can keep it straight down the runway at this speed, yeah, I'm good.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf contact tower on 118.1, have a good flight. Tower on 118.1 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So I got this like at idle right now, and it's still like really cooking down the runway here. Well, when you look, you can see the windsock. It's not kicked up too much, but it sure seemed like it wanted to easily go down this, down that taxiway. Alrighty, so I'll go up here and get close to the whole short line here. Okay, parking brake on. Okay, I'm on tower frequency. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready for departure.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, contact ground on 121.9er for taxi instructions.
Ground on 121.9er for taxi. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, winds are 270 at 12 knots, gusts to 20 knots, altimeter is 29er cleared for takeoff, runway 24.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay, trim set for takeoff. Looks like we're ready to go. Okay. Everything looks to be in the green. Slowly advance the power. Keep it down the center line as best as possible. We can fly.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, have a good morning. Frequency change approved.
So trim isn't quite right. It's a little bit, it's about 5 knots off. So trim for takeoff should be around 80 knots, and I'm like about, it was 75, now it's 70, so it's kind of wandering around a little bit. So. But it's close enough, it's fine. But I'm climbing at like 1,000 feet a minute, so I'll probably climb a little bit faster than what, climbing faster than what I need to, so. So the airport we're going to is around the same elevation as KERI, so the pattern's going to be the same. And it's 29 miles away. And it's almost, if I just stay on runway heading, I'll go right to the airport. It's the same, this is 24, and if I remember, so the heading to get there is 241, so it's real close. Okay, so I'm up high enough here. I want to pull power back to 2200. Try to get the plane trimmed up. And still let the plane climb, but just not as aggressively. And I'll level off at 3,000 feet. So the two airports away from KERI don't have towers, so all they have is Unicom. So I'll have to use the Unicom frequency to announce my intentions, and since there's no tower, you can't actually ask for permission to land. So you just have to announce your intentions, kind of look for traffic, and do what you need to do. So we're still climbing, not very much. Kind of porpoising a little bit. It climbs, stops, climbs, stops. Yeah, not many clouds in the sky today. Yesterday it was, I would say, scattered clouds. Scattered, yeah, that's probably what I saw yesterday. It's pretty, not many clouds in the sky. And I'm running real weather, so. Excuse me. So we're pretty close on heading. So we're coming up to 3,000. I'm going to push in on the yoke a little bit to prevent it from climbing too much more, and then run the trim wheel up a little bit to get this plane in trim. So you can see the plane is still climbing. The nose is still going up, and so when I get it in trim, that should not happen anymore. It's better. Probably about good enough. So because we weren't climbing as much, the RPM went up a little bit. So I pulled that back. I'm trying to hold it at. My goal here is 2,200 RPM and 3,000 feet. And my personal limit, I try to maintain it within 100 feet of whatever altitude I decide I want to fly at. So I've decided at 3,000, so right now I'm at a little under 3,200, so I'm basically pushing it on the yoke and trying to find a balance here, because we got about 16 minutes to fly, so we have a long time, but we got enough time that should be able to get this plane trimmed out here. And as I get it more and more in trim, then the airspeed's going to increase. So instead of 80 knots, I should be up around 100, 105, maybe 110. Depends on the day. When I get within 10 miles of the airport, then I'll switch over to the Unicom frequency and see if I can get information to say what's the active runway. But it's too far away right now to get that information. The ATC I'm using is a Pilot to ATC. I've been quite happy with it. I was a little crazy this morning. I see they had a new beta, so I've generally been running beta versions of Pilot to ATC for quite a while now. So this is a beta version. It's a public beta, but it's a beta version. So doing it live is probably a little risky, but that's okay. I've kind of worked through like any of the issues that I've had, and I can work through the issues. So the type of flying I do doesn't match like an online ATC, it would be more realistic. But just the type of flying I do doesn't kind of fit with that, because I like to just do, I just like to do GA flying like I would, that I have done in real life. So that's kind of what I try to replicate. Could be boring to some, but I think flying an airplane is a challenge in its own right. Just flying like I do, hand fly, try to maintain with plus or minus 100 feet, and keep RPM at 2200. So I don't find it boring at all. So, but if the workload becomes too much, or I need to better interact with chat, then I'll just throw the autopilot on. It's not a problem. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. So what are we looking at today? Oh, we're looking really good today. That is awesome. Wow. If I can turn a little bit. I get to see the horizon just moving across. Yeah, that's really nice. Oh my goodness. You could hear the pitch change, the sound of the airspeed change. I could just hear it like dropping, kind of like, oh, and I looked at the airspeed, now it's 80. So what happened is that I wasn't paying complete attention. So the airplane started to climb. So as it climbs, the airspeed drops, and then so you can just hear it. I just hear it in my headset. The change in the pitch. So 17 miles away. About 11 minutes. So I can get ready. So CTAP. So I'm going to use pilot to plane command. Set COM1 standby 122.800.
COM1 standby set to 122.8.
Okay. It's been behaving pretty good. Every once in a while I'll for some reason I don't enunciate well enough, I think, and so it doesn't understand me, but that was like spot on. So, but sometimes I may have to do it more than once. So, but I just want to kind of show this the different ways you can set the frequencies, while you're in VR. So plane command is by Lee Baker. Lee Baker is also the author of Data Reference Tool, probably the best tool that I've ever found. There's two tools to look at data ref. One is Data Ref Editor, and then Data Ref Tool. Data Ref Editor is older, but it is also more limited in what it can do. Data Ref Tool is more powerful, but it's also a bit more evasive. In other words, it can affect your frame. So if I'm flying like this, I won't have it. I don't think I even have it installed because of that. But it's way better. If you don't have that window open, the frame impact is quite minimal. It's quite minimal. So Lee's worked quite diligently on improving it in that respect, because it used to be really evasive, but it's much improved. And if you're doing like say if you're trying to use data refs for hardware or for checklists, it's the best tool. So in other words, you can fire up that tool. Hello, Iowa Scotsman. I hope you're having a great day. I know I am. But so if you're running that tool and you go and you make an adjustment on one of these knobs, you can actually see the data rep or the command that is getting changed, so that you can add that to your checklist or to your hardware interface, whatever you're using. So Sorry. Oh, my brother is back east from Iowa, and so we're going out to dinner at 5:30 today. So I figured I'd get a flight in before I have to get ready to go out. I gotta run to the pharmacy too after this, so an errand or two to run after this. Yeah, I guess what is on the 16th? I gotta take him to the train station. He's gonna go south to a cast iron convention. So he's into like cast iron pretty big time. So what? Yes, I gotta pick him up at like 12:30 in the morning. So I think that evening I'm not going to bed. I'll pick him up and then I'll go to bed after I get back home. Okay. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say weather.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Hotel Zulu Yankee is clear. Visibility is 10 miles. Winds are 309er at 10 knots. Current altimeter is 29er 8. Temperature 24 dew point 6.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, you were garbled. Please say again.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 27.
Okay. So that was Unicom, so I can't really say request permission to land. I'll just get set up for the for a downwind for 27. So I'm eight miles away from the airport. Like a little bit off course. Yeah, I see we got a little bit of clouds out this way. So about 1,000 feet above pattern altitude. So when I get about 5 miles out, then I'll pull some power out and start doing a descent. So there's an interstate over here on my right, and then there's another one that goes. So this is going to the west, and then there's another one that's going from north to south. Where those junction at, probably 4, 5, 6 miles going south is where the airport is. So you can see I'm flying here. This is the airport I'm going to. And so I can fly over to here, come down, because I've got to land going back this way. Going back this way. And so I can fly here until I see this, follow this up, and get set up for a left downwind of 27. And that'll get me kind of close enough where I can tell, I should be able to easily see the airport. I'll generally be able to see the, I'll pull the power back a little bit. I was at like 2200, we'll go 18 maybe. Just see how it works out. And the airport is right there. I can see the airport over to my left. That's where the airport is. You can see this this road here, and then you can see, let me look, yeah. So you can see that this road here, when we get close enough, it's easier. So the aliasing is kind of messing with it, but it is, so it's on the, so it's right here. So when I come in, I'll make a left, get set up for the downwind. A lot of railroad tracks here. So this is also like a 4-lane highway here, so it is a good landmark to kind of get you set up for the approach. So I got the RPM at about 1850. And just about level flight. So the airport is over there. So I went a bit wide, but that's how I wanted to approach it today. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say weather.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Hotel Zulu Yankee is clear. Visibility is 10 miles. Winds are 309er at 10 knots. Current altimeter is 299er8. Temperature 24°.6.
Cool. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 27.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Northeast Ohio Regional Unicom on 122.8. Please repeat your request.
Okay, there's the numbers. So pull the power back a little bit. One notch of flap pin. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf turning final for touch and go runway 27.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Northeast Ohio Regional Unicom on 122.8. Please repeat your request.
lost my throttle for a second there. There we go. It was a better approach than landing. So I need to be on a heading of 89. So I got about 50 miles to go to the next airport. So I'm just slowly getting on the heading. So the elevation of the next airport is 1,700 feet, so it'll be 2,700 for the pattern there. It's up away from the lakeshore, so lakeshore runs around 500, 600, 700 feet. So, but as you go further inland, then there's kind of like a hill that runs all the way along. I think it's called the escarpment, and it climbs up about another 600 or 700 feet higher than what it is along the lakeshore here. Because at least what I've been told is where we're at right now, Lake Erie used to be here, and sometime a long time ago it receded and to the current shoreline it is now. since the airport is this much higher, I think I'm going to let it climb up to 3,500 feet. So that'll allow me to come into the airport at 1,000 feet above the pattern. And I'm going eastbound, so that would be correct. Odd plus 500. Okay, coming up on 3,500, I'll push the nose down a little bit and try to stop it from ascending. I'll have to play a little bit here to kind of find the balance. I'm running my headset at basically native resolution, so 2498. My headset's 2448, so it's right around native res. So everything like in the cockpit here, it's fairly clear, and so I can easily look over at that distance over here and see that's 32.4. So I don't have to lean in, you know. The track was a little bit tough to see. I couldn't tell if it was like 90 or if it was 89. It was hard to see that, so I had to lean in for that. But generally, it's all readable. So. And the new GPU, the 4090, allows me to run that resolution a bit higher than I had been. With my 3090, I was running at around 2000 by 2000, so it allows me to run it higher, and so it makes the gauges a little bit more clear, not dramatic, but just a little bit more clear. So the plane's fairly well trimmed up right now, so I'm pretty close to 2200, and it's like 3480. So it's kind of cool when you can do that. So I have a physical yoke, I have physical pedals. But the rest of my interaction with the cockpit here is with VR, with my valve index controllers. So it is my preferred method to fly in VR. If I'm in a simulator that doesn't support that, or supports it poorly, I'll tend not to use that simulator, so, because it's how I prefer to fly. I have no interest in using a mouse to fly in VR. Just from the first day that I put a VR headset on, I've used controllers, and from the when the valve index controllers were announced, I looked at them and went, "Oh, that'll make that a lot nicer." So I ordered my first set of valve index controllers before I ordered a valve index headset, and I had to pre-order them. It was early. I think I had to wait, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months, something like that, before I finally got them, and. So I got them, and I just really liked them. So then I heard good things about the valve index headset. So, and I forgot what I was running at the time. I cannot remember right now. But so I went ahead and ordered the full kit. So that allowed me. Then I had two pair of valve index controllers. So, and I've been using them ever since. Because they suit how I like to fly an airplane. So I have this one free, and basically my hand is loosely on the yoke. Like, I have fingertips on this yoke, including when I land in an airplane. So the controller is always on my hand, and I just loosely control the yoke, not pulling it back, shoving it in and out, unless I need to do that. But when I'm like landing an airplane, yeah, I'm just using fingertips. My right hand is nowhere near the yoke when I'm landing, because it's on the throttle. And as I was taught how to fly, you know, one hand on the yoke, the other hand on the throttle, and that's how I was taught how to fly, and that's how I fly in this sim. And I learned to always, especially if I was flying with an instructor, make sure that your hand's on the throttle. That way, if you feel his hand coming over towards it, you'll be prepared. Because a couple of flights, I didn't do that. And all of a sudden, he decided it was time for an engine out. And I wasn't ready. And so I learned that trick. So just keep your hand on the throttle. If he's going to pull it back, he'll pull your hand with it. So yeah, you'll understand what to do. So got 21 miles to go. So my flight plan told me 1 hour, and so we'll took me a little bit. It always takes me, I look and it's an hour and 26 minutes. I've been in VR, but I start up VR generally half an hour before the flight. So just to make sure like sound is working. So many things cannot work when you're trying to stream this in VR. Yesterday I started up and I didn't have sound in the cockpit. So if I moved the switch in the cockpit, I didn't hear it in my headset. Had to figure out what was wrong with that. And I forgot, I had a couple more sound issues that I had to resolve. But in the end, it worked okay. I had like, the whole flight yesterday, I had one really bad stutter. It was like, and it wasn't like frame related. It wasn't like I had low frames. I had good frames, but it was man, it lasted, I don't know, a second and a half, maybe 2 seconds. It was just like, stop, start. It was like, I have no idea what that was all about. But generally, at least now with the new computer, it's been a stutter-free experience. It's really been quite smooth and nice. So. Set COM1 standby 122.800.
COM1 standby set to 122.8.
Yeah, so starting with explain 12.05 beta 1 and 2, there's an issue with creating a flight plan. So if you go in and click on flight plan and make a flight plan, and then use the menu button and click on Save Flight Plan, it only saves the first 3 lines of a flight plan. None of the waypoints or the airports, however you're doing it, none of that information is saved. It's the first 3 lines, that's it. Doesn't matter how many you put in, it's only going to save the first 3. So I filed a bug report on it, and Ben got back to me and says, is this new with 05? And I says, let me check. So I went back to 04. Yep, sure enough, works fine in 4. So something what they did with 5, they broke that. So it means that I have to have a version of 04 if I want to make, because I make flight plans for this. I don't fly with it, but I just use it as a reference. And so I have to make the flight plan in 4 and then copy it over to my 5 install. So hopefully they'll get it fixed. Can't believe it shouldn't be that hard to figure out what the heck went wrong. So but I have a better one with my and Michael's X checklist. So when VR started, I wanted to be the first plugin that worked in VR. So I figured out kind of what I needed to do and to make it work in VR. And so on X checklist, you have 2 different ways. You can have a widget, or you can have it's called GUI, GUI. And if you're in VR, you need to use the GUI one, and but the widget one doesn't work well in VR. Would be the right way to put it. So that was back in 2018, and evidently, I never tested whether the GUI worked on a Mac. So from when I made the X checklist work in VR, it crashes to the desktop. If you selected GUI, it'll crash to the desktop. If you go, it won't on the very first page. It'll display the first page. When you click next, or it automatically goes to next, at that point in time it'll do a crash to desktop. But it's been that way since 2008. And I only heard about it last week. Like, how is that even possible? I know I evidently didn't test it, or I would have easily found that, would have figured out a way to fix it. So I'm now, I'm kind of, when I'm not having fun here, I'm trying to figure out where the heck it's crashing at and find a solution. I got in contact with Michael, and he's kind of looking at the back trace of it, also trying to figure out where is this thing going south at, and they get it fixed. I mean, so because I'm quite disappointed. But when I found out how long it's been that way, I'm like, really? So evidently nobody on a Mac until this recently ever even tried it as a GUI. So, but I have an M1 Mac, so whether it works on an Intel or not, I don't know that. But I no longer have a computer that's Intel. So, because I bought an M1 Mac Mini for me to do testing on. Oh, we're actually closer to this airport than I thought we were. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say weather.
6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Hotel Zulu Yankee is clear. Visibility is 10 miles. Winds are 249er at 10 knots. Current altimeter is 29997. Temperature 25°.7.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say weather at 8 Golf 2.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Hotel Zulu Yankee is clear. Visibility is 10 miles. Winds are 249er at 10 knots. Current altimeter is 299.7. Temperature 25°.7.
I'm gonna have to guess. 3-2? Say active runway at 8 Golf 2, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Northeast Ohio Regional Unicom on 122.8. Please repeat your request.
Okay, babe. Okay. Well, looks like we're just gonna go for it here. I need to get rid of some elevation because I'm only 2 miles away from this airport. Actually, I think that's it right in front of me. So, elevation 1700. Yeah, for some reason, Pilot to ATC, it's kind of stuck on because of the Unicom frequency is the same. So 2700, 3000, I need to level off that then. Yeah. Making sure everything's lined up here. Yeah, fairly close. Whoops. Let me turn in here. Yep. I'll just run wide. I'm not set up right. That's the runway I need to go into. That end of that runway. Corey, say active runway, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 27.
Nope. Say active runway at 8 Golf 2, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, you were garbled. Please say again.
Say active runway at 8 Golf 2, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 32.
Awesome. Finally. I don't want to lose any more altitude here. So. How much runway we got? 4,100 feet, so should not be an issue. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 32.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Northeast Ohio Regional Unicom on 122.8. Please repeat your request.
Nope, it was a little too close. It was too close in on the runway, but I'm far enough away so I can recover from that. Not one of my better approaches. 2 notches of flaps in. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf on final runway 32.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Northeast Ohio Regional Unicom on 122.8. Please repeat your request.
Very good flare, love it. Oh, that was hilarious. Very good flare. That was firm. That was firm. Okay, 303 is the heading. We're 25 miles from Erie. Yeah, I was letting the ATC get to the best of me. I was too close when I was on my downwind. I was way too close to the airport. So when I made my base turn, I should have not stopped. I needed to keep right on turning. So. What's fun about doing these kind of flights, I haven't landed at that airport, never in real life. And if I've been in the sim, it's been a while since I've landed there. So it's kind of it's fun. Just basically just pick a flight plan. You gotta go from this airport to that airport to that airport. So you got to find the airport, and you got to figure out an approach, and sometimes, like in real life, you'd never even have any ATC, so you wouldn't know. So we're westbound now. You wouldn't know which way you're supposed to be landing. I mean, you'd have to like get down close enough where you could actually see a windsock to actually know how you should land at that airport if you were doing this in real life, because they're you might be able to contact KERI, but I'm not so sure that they would give you any information that I would probably trust. So, because so it's 25 miles away from Erie. The weather could be way different here. So, especially the fact it's up in the air. It's like 1,700 feet. So it's 1,000 feet above where Erie is. So the winds could be quite a bit different. Whoops. Was going westbound when I should have been going northwest. Alrighty, I can hear that engine. It's way too fast. Setcom 1 standby 118.100.
Com 1 standby set to 118.1.
So I have the tower frequency dialed in the standby. Once I get within 10 miles, I'll flip it, and then I'll put the ground in the, I'll flip it so tower's in the active and ground will be in the standby. So if I'm high enough here above the ground, I'll just stay at 3,000 feet. So 2,700 would have been 1,000 feet above the airport at KERI, and where I'm going, the ground's going to drop away from me, so I'll be even higher than back there. Oh, Wattsburg, that's where I went to high school at. See a pretty good chunk of water. I'm trying to figure out what that would be. Because French Creek runs through Wattsburg, but don't know if I'd call that a lake or a pond, but it's actually fairly good size, so. I'm just kind of trying to place myself. So, where would that be? Because I certainly don't see it on the map, on my map here. Yeah, there's also like an old abandoned airport out here. He took federal funds, so I'm not so sure how he got away with closing the airport, but when I see it on the map there, it's got a big X through it, so that means it's closed. So it's got to be over to my right. Because it was a pretty nice airport. It was a paved airport. So. It was kind of like up on a hill. There was a drag strip pretty close to it too. Yeah, so it's got to be that right over there. Set COM1 standby 121.900.
COM1 standby set to 121.9er.
Okay. So about 12 miles out. Starting to look for landmarks. Coming up this way, 79 I think will be on my left. The airport is on my left. So I'm probably closer to my house than I am to Erie. Oh, it's supposed to be on a heading of 302. There's the peninsula. Say, weather, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Echo Romeo India is clear. Visibility is 10 miles. Winds are 280 at 11 knots. Current altimeter is 2995. Temperature 23.6.
Say, active runway, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 24.
Request permission to land, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, there is no runway at Erie International Ridge. Please repeat your request.
Request permission to land runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 24, pattern altitude is 1,700 feet. Call downwind altimeter is 299.5.
Enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 24, pattern altitude 1,700 feet, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Alrighty, back to Erie. So this 4-lane highway here, there's one coming parallel to the shoreline, and then this one here is coming from the south. And this is where, that's 79, this is 90, so where they cross and where 79 goes in towards Erie, that's east of the airport. So I need to get west of the airport to set up for a downwind on 2-4. So I'm just about a beam of the airport right now. So you can see where it goes down, loops in. And when I'm doing pattern work, I'll normally turn before that, before 79 to come in on 2-4. So I gotta fly this a little bit further west here. So that's basically the end of the runway property there. So because this thing doesn't turn on a dime, I want to make sure I'm out past this before I make my turn. kind of looking for a landmark that'll help me. Okay, this will work. So I'm gonna go out here to the left a little bit. So I'm going west and south. And we'll do a 180. Not too steep, just standard right turn here. Just watching my altitude. So when I see it drop, I pull back on the yoke a little bit. So I'm kind of pointing right towards that airport. Pick one of these roads. It's running parallel with with the airport. Excuse me. So I'll get rid of some power here. 'Cause I'm a little bit. I thought I was at 1600. I'm at 2600. So I need to get rid of some altitude. So I'll stay a little bit wider than I normally would. I'll just give me more time. But I think it's gonna be okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be okay. So put power back in a little bit, maybe 1800 or so. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf call turning final for runway 24.
Say wind, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf Erie International Ridge winds are 280 at 11 knots.
Cool. So no gusting, so I'm out of excuses. Okay. I'll pull back the power a little bit more. 1 knot to flap. Trying to get the plane to descend here. So I'm quite a bit wider than I normally am. So probably about now, probably ought to turn in. Making sure I don't let the plane climb. 1500 RPM. Looking to be on a heading of 3-3. Two notches of flaps are in. That's all I should need. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf turning final.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf winds are 280 at 11 knots, cleared to land runway 24.
Cleared to land runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So elevation here is 730. I'm at 1300. Oh, Pappies are telling me I'm high. Better high than low. Pretty good approach. Maybe a little bit quick, but not really too bad.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf exit runway when able.
Not bad, not bad. Floated a bit. What did I float? 15, yeah, okay. Acted like I was floating quite a bit. It was like I've got the throttle completely out, so. When I come over the threshold at about 70, so. Oh, there it is. Looks like there should be a taxiway here. I just missed the last one. So that would have been A1. So what's this? This is A2, okay. Alrighty. So we'll stop here. Get the proper lights on. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear of active runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, welcome to Erie International Ridge, contact ground on 121.9er. Have a good stay.
Ground on 121.9er Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready to taxi to general aviation parking.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiways Alpha, Delta, hold short runway 02. Taxi to general aviation parking via taxiways Alpha, Delta, hold short runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Awesome. pretty good flight. Pretty good flight. A little entertaining, and Corey, not sure what that was all about. I may have just come in with too much speed, because I was having a heck of a time trying to keep it on the runway and not tipping the plane over. I think that's what it was. It was just too much speed. This one was better, but even 70 is more than I need to carry in. I can carry in 60 or 65, so. All in all, I'm pretty happy. So tomorrow I will not be streaming. I have an eye doctor's appointment in the morning, so there's no way I can get that and get home in time to stream. So I'll take the day off. One of the, either Saturday or Sunday, I probably will stream. Haven't made up my mind yet. As long as they go well, it's fun. I mean,
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf Cross Runway 02. Cross Runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
okay. Yeah, so I gotta, after I get done here, I gotta go to the, gotta run over to the pharmacy and pick up a prescription. And then, at 5:30, meet my brother at a restaurant to, say hi. He travels by train, so he comes from Iowa out here on the Amtrak, and, seems to enjoy it. Probably it's less stressful than trying to catch airplane flights, but I find at least in the States, they're a bit less reliable than what planes are. But in Europe, no, I would say the opposite. But and then I think it's the 16th. I think it is that he's going to go down south to cast iron, some kind of cast iron convention. It may be Griswold, but I'm not exactly sure. Because I know he come back to one of a Griswold convention here in Erie. So there's actually a museum there. So okay, get her slowed down a little bit here. Let the momentum pull it around. Come on, you can do it. There you go. That's perfect. It's probably the best I've ever done that. Just kind of let the momentum bring it around. Okay, we made it back. Cool. So I'm not turning off the avionics. Starve the engine of fuel. Turn off magnetos and all the lights. We're done. So that was fun. That was fun. So what did I end up? Yeah, 215, yeah. So, yeah, it turned out about right then. So, alrighty, I'm going to end the stream. And, got things to do, people to see. And, so, if you enjoy this kind of content, please click on the follow button. And, so that when I go live, you'll be aware that you'll know that I'm starting the stream. Oh, thank you so much. I certainly will. Thank you so much. You have a great day, and thanks for stopping by and keeping me company. Thank you so much, Iowa. So if you enjoy this content, please click on the follow button, and whether you were watching today or whether you watch it when I either on my highlight or on the VOD when I move it over to YouTube. So I don't move all of my all of my VODs over to YouTube. If they're just bad, I don't. Bad doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not as good a pilot as I'd like to be. That's not it. It's whether the stream itself is just of poor quality, not the content. That's not true. Okay, look, I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you so much. You have a great day. I've had fun. I hope I have brought some entertainment to your lives today. Bye bye.